Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name's Katie. I hope you are doing well. Today's video is going to be a little bit of a I was inspired by Andrea on artymaze, who was then inspired by somebody else. I'll put both of the videos linked below. And as you know, my love for specimen cards is just, I love them. I think they're amazing. And this is kind of what artymaze and I can't remember the name of this other lady. I do apologise. I shall have to have a look and see if I can find it. But this was their take on how to do the, I'm just having a look now to see if I can find it, the specimen card. Now then, let's have a look. I'm just going to have a look. I'll be back in a sec and I will let you know. Okay, her name is Dita Benina and it is Ephemera for Art Journals. How to make vintage embellishments. Crikey, I need to get my teeth in. And that is I think that's the video that, yeah, it is, that artymaze, Andrea from artymaze saw. And then artymaze, Andrea did these specimen cards, and it's basically like a card. This was one that I made this while I watched her video. It's got like a magnet in here. There's a magnet in here, so then that closes shut, and then you've got your little window inside here, and then there's a little window inside here with one of the Tim Holtz bugs. So I really enjoyed making that, but I thought to myself, I wonder how I can kind of make it a little bit more steampunk. And this is just the beginning of what I've kind of come up with so far. Now, where is it? This along the side here is, you know, those god-awful paper straws that you get. I always carry my I've got metal straws in my bag. I always carry them around because I hate these. They get so soggy, and you know, so if you go to, I don't know, Five Guys or Starbucks or anything like that, they usually, or even McDonald's, they give you these paper straws, and I cannot stand them. So I thought to myself, how can I utilize these in my crafting? Because as soon as I saw them, I thought, actually, they look quite steampunk. How can I incorporate these into my steampunk designs? And this is where I thought I could use this particular idea. And also, do excuse my fingers, I've been using gilding wax on my project here. You could do this as a front cover to a journal if you really wanted to, but this is, I mean, it's nowhere near finished, and I forgot actually when I did this bit here, I forgot to put my magnet in, but that's okay because I'm probably going to do something along here and the magnet will go in behind that for the closure. But this is just a little kind of look at how I did mine in a steampunk way, so you can kind of take it from the specimen card. I want to say specimen card as a traditional specimen card, but obviously these aren't traditional specimen cards, but you know what I mean. And move it away from that to maybe like a cabinet card or something, you know, so you could actually use these as cards. So something a little bit different for a card. But this is what I wanted to do, was to try and see if I could use the straws. And I think the straws look amazing on a steampunk card. And I'm just going to kind of go through the process. If you want to have a look and see how to do these particular ones here, as I say, I will link artymaze and Dita, is it Dita? Yeah, Dita Benina, their videos below, but this is what I'm going to be doing. So if you want to have a look and see how I create this, then please keep on watching. Right, so to begin with, I have got here a piece of card, and it is 10.5 inches long by 5.5 by 5 inches wide. So it's 10.5 length, 5 inches wide. And what we're going to do is we are going to score at different points, but obviously we want all the points to meet together. So your first score line, and I think I haven't actually got a scoreboard, so I don't know whether I might have to use this for now. I'm just going to pull that across. I don't know what the heck is going on outside. So your first score line, no, I can't do it that way, can I? I'm just going to have to move this. You're going to get a little bit of a glare for the time being. So my first score is 3 1/4. Just get my ruler. I really do need to get a scoreboard. It's 3 1/4. So I'm just going to pop that down there. So that's 3 1/4 on there. So then from this score line, now you're going to do, actually what I will do is just fold that, and then it's folded and it's just a little bit easier to follow. So I just burnish that down. So from here now we're going to do 3 1/2. So we're going to do 3 1/2. Now you'll see there's a little gap here, but I'm quite happy with that because it just is a nice little gap. So if I do that a couple of times, 3 1/2, and then I'm just going to do another 1/4 inch, 1/4 of an inch, just down there, like so. So then you've got like a little bit of a gusset or a spine, if you like, to your card. So there's one fold, and then we'll do the next one. Fold. Sometimes it's easier to fold it one way than the other. And I'll just fold it back on itself. There we go. So that's that one. So we've done this one at 3 1/4, this one at 3 1/2, then we've done a 1/4, and now we're going to do, that should, how comes, is that not 10 1/2 then? Oh, do you know what? I didn't cut this down to 10 1/2. That's why. Well done. Right, anyway, let's just cut it down to 10 1/2. That's why I had this ready. I wondered why I had this ready. So I'm now just going to cut this down to 10 1/2. Wrong way, that way. I want it that way, 10 1/2. Oh my word. Right, that's better. I did wonder why that wasn't matching up then. So that's our 3 1/4. This is our 3 1/2, your 1/4, and then your 3 1/4. So then everything matches. So you've got everything that matches up perfectly. So the single sheet, this is going to be your back page. This is going to be this page here. And then these two pages is this page here with the acetate in. So with that in mind, I am now just going to take, it's a oval die. It's part of a, oh, what do they call it? The Spellbinders that you used to get, the stackables. It's part of one of those, and I'm just going to check because I've got some images that I'd like to use, some different ones from the lady. I've got these that I printed off Pinterest. Now I just want to see how, so that's going to be too small. Well, maybe I'll just use the lady for now, and then we've got another lady. So I'm just going to use this lady here, if I can find my scissors. I keep putting things down and I can't find anything. Right. So I'm just going to cut that out, and I'll replace the board in a second. Then you're not getting the glare. I'll place that back down. Okay, so we are going to pop this with a little bit of washi tape I just eyeball. If you want to measure it, you can measure it, but I just like to eyeball it. I'm just going to pop that straight into there like so, and then I'm just going to run that through my die cutting machine and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've cut those out now. You should have two circles. You can keep those aside and use those in a different project. Just going to take some acetate. And I'm going to cut my acetate down to size. So I'll cut it back there. And I'm just freehand cutting it. This acetate is just acetate that I've had in my stash for years. It's actually transparencies for laser printing, and I don't have a laser printer, so yeah, so it's for like when you used to have overhead projectors and things like that. So that is going to be your first page, but we need to line everything up. So what I'm going to do is I grab another piece of card. Where is it? I'll just grab another piece of this card because I think this is not quite the same length, but I shall just cut this down to 3.5 inches, and then I can use that. I think it was 3. I'll do 3.5 anyway, just to be on the safe side. I think it was 3.25, wasn't it? Yeah. Yeah, so that's fine. I can still cut some of that off. So then what we're going to do with this, in fact, I'll cut it off now, and then I won't make a mistake. So I want it at 3.25. Okay. Right then, so I'm going to place this card just in here, and then we'll close that together. I'm just going to take a pencil, just a little pencil, making sure that that is lined up with everything. That's going to be okay. I'm literally just going to take a pencil. I slipped. And take a pencil and run that around, so then we know that that is where we need to cut. Just going to move that out of the way, and then find my line. In fact, what I might do first is just line up one of these first. That's it. And then you want an outline on there. Perfect. And then you can just pop it back in, if you like, with your washi tape, just to make sure that we are all good to go. And there you have it. Right. I just have to move that back again, I think. Okay, so I'm just going to run that back through and I will be back. Right then, so we're all done. So next I'm just going to take that off and stick that back up here into my book plate. Right then, so pop that back in. And then, as you can see there, it's going to sit nicely just inside that. Okay, I've got this nice little spine going on down there, so just trim her up a little bit. We'll get her glued in. So I want, just depends on how you want her. You're going to glue all of that in together. So I'll just grab my glue. Okay, so now we've come to the section where we're going to glue in our acetate. Now then, or the acetate. If you're going to be using a magnet, as I did with this one, this is where you want to start gluing that in. So you want to glue it in over here so it comes over to this side. So that is where you would then glue it in if you have a magnet. But I'm not going to pop a magnet in this one. So I'm just going to take my glue and I'm literally going to pop my glue around the outside and then all around the outside of here. But to stop the glue bleeding onto the acetate, just grab your finger and then just smudge it out a little bit, because then it's just not gonna kind of seep onto the acetate, which is what we don't want. So I'm just going to lay that. She says now she's got glue on the acetate. Well done. And then just pop that down. See how it bleeds out there? You just don't want that to do that in the center, so that's why you do that. So I'm just going to try and coax the glue away. Perfect. And then we're going to do the exact same thing on this side. Again, remembering if you are going to put your magnet in, that is where you need to put it in. Pop your glue all the way around and then around the edge. And I just smudge that out. Okay, and then bring that over like so and burnish everything down. So that is the basic look for your specimen style cabinet card, I suppose. And then that sits over the lady like so. If you want to leave it like that, then you can do. You can do a bit of stamping, or you can decorate it with vintage papers or something like that. With ours, or with this one here, I used just some little stamps that I got and just decorated it that way. I'm just going to put some more glue down up here because it hasn't quite adhered. So I just place that down. And again, don't worry if it seeps out a little bit along here. You can always rub. It's the beauty of this type of glue. You can always rub it away. So just, there we go. So there is that. Now then, so in between here on this one, I've actually, I'm going to put a dangle on here as well. So you could use this, like I say, as a little cover for a journal or something like that. So I'm now going to go ahead and show you how I did the tubes for the steampunk effect, and then I'll probably go into fast forward because it's literally just die cutting out some bits, and then you can decorate however you feel fit. If you want to create it with a gentleman behind there, like I say, I wanted to use these ones, but I'm going to have to dig out the smaller, because I think this is very steampunk, dig out the smaller piece. So what I think I'm going to do this time, I think I'm going to literally just cut the tube in half like so, and then I'm just going to go get some smaller scissors. It's very simple but very effective. Get these smaller scissors, and all I'm going to do is go cut on one side. Then there we go, cut on the other side. So now you've got two halves. If you've got a little nail file or something, you can sand down the edges, and then they're just going to sit. You can have it anywhere on the page really. Now to get this bevel, I simply cut at an angle on one side, so you can have that down there, and then you're going to cut at an angle that side, and they should bevel together like so. So then you can create your little beveled edge if you like. So I'm just going to colour these in, and the way I coloured them in was with the Faber-Castell brush pens. Just going to move this out of the way. And I've got the box of Faber-Castell pens here. I'll let you know what colours I'm using. If you have the Faber-Castell, then you can use those. I am going to start off with this, and it's the Pitt pens, and it's raw umber. So I'm going to start off with raw umber first. And the best thing about these pens is you can blend these with your finger. They work fantastically on a non-porous surface as well. It's like an Indian ink that's inside these pens, and I think I've got mine 2 years ago, I think, from Amazon. So I got my Pitt pens from Amazon. If there's any bits that are popping up like that, don't worry, we can pop back in and glue those. So as you can see, we're just literally colouring this in. If you want to use stamps, you can create some texture with stamps if you like. If you want to ink it instead of colouring it in, you could coffee dye them. Although if you're coffee dyeing them, I'm not sure how they would hold up in the oven. That's something I might have to experiment with. So I'm just going to colour in all the white bits that are going to be on show, and then what I usually do is I'll colour in this section just up here, just to about 1/2 inch. So then if you are looking into the card, or if you're making it for something else, an album cover or anything that's going to be like mixed media, canvas or something, at least then it'll be consistent. And with the beveled edge as well, you need to kind of do that. So I'm just going to carry on with this until we get a different colour. This next colour is warm grey, and all I'm going to do with that is just do some little lines. Just kind of creates a little bit of aging on the copper metal that we're trying to emulate here. If I show you here, if you colour in, you can blend, which is brilliant. So you just go like that and blend it all up to create the dark lines, which I love. So I'm just going to keep shading all around and see how we can get on and create something that looks fabulous. And the next colour I'm going to create the patina with is this one, and it's, I don't know if I can pronounce it, dark phthalo green. I hope that's correct. So what I'm going to do now is just literally go in with a little bit of green just to create a little bit of patina in the on the pipe. Oh dearie me. Okay, so we've got our pipes all ready, and as you can see they are going to sit, oh I didn't do it on that one, sit lovely and beveled. I'm just going to colour that little bit in there because I forgot to do that. And then all that's left is to decorate your card, or this card, or the cabinet card, and distress it and all that good stuff. So as you can see there, we can pop that, probably pop that up there actually. And by the time I get back, you'll be able to see that we've distressed everything. And there you've got your little pipe. If you want, you can have different bits. Yeah. Okay, so I actually went ahead and decorated this one, but I was out of shot for most of it. I don't know why I didn't look. But anyway, I'll just explain what I did. You saw me putting the pipe together. I literally just glued the pipe down using my glue, and then I've just decorated it with various die cuts. I embossed, you can see there, I embossed the card. If I open it up, you might be able to see it a bit better inside. I also used an embossing folder to emboss the card, just with a little bit of a steampunk theme, and then used die cuts and just kind of stamped on the inside as I have done with the original, just there. And then I wrapped around my wire and popped it onto the outer side this time instead of the inside. So I did do all of that, but that is just basically my take on these little specimen style cards. So I may in the future just do a speeded up version and make sure it's in shot this time. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Have a great day and keep crafting. Bye.